Next, we're going to talk about developing your model now into an elevation. So the last video discussed using hatches to approximate materials or represent materials. And then if you want to do an elevation, again, start with make 2D. You need to explode the hatches in order to see them. So you could just go into the view that you're looking for and then explode, make 2D. And you're going to get into a similar situation here where you have your basic lines and then you're looking to develop those into the drawing that's has line weights and hierarchy, etc. So you can do that a number of ways. Again, work with your existing lines. Maybe you change them all. Oops, change your. And I actually have it started over here. So here's going to be your starting point, and then developing this into your elevation. So thinking about, this is actually a little bit behind, so I'm going to change that to a medium layer so that these will be more pronounced. And then I have some lines for the mullions. This is actually changed a little bit in the development of the plan in this section. But for now, it's hierarchy works, and then once you're done with your layer management, line management, then you're going to go to export, type in here 330 seconds, which is what we want. So that's 0.09375. So that's 3/32 inch equals 1 foot. Hit OK. And then you'll be able to open that. Copy and paste it. Bring it into your drawings here. And then quite simple, but has the hierarchy, is clear. Again, it has a little bit of difference from the final design, but this is good in terms of the amount of detail. So you can see it in the section here. There's a bit more detail happening here that's developed. So I would go back in and update the elevation to meet with that. The section itself, similar to the plan, needs proper thicknesses. So I think I have 2 feet for the top roof, and then I think 1.5 down here. So you'll draw your plan, you'll decide where you want to cut. So for me, I did do a basic cutting. Again, if this helps you visualize what you're cutting through, that's fine. Then you can do your make 2D, and then you start adding in thicknesses. Align it with your plan. You can use the plan to align various elements in the plan. So sometimes I have a reference layer that I don't print, but I just use to, let's say, line up something like doors. So if I'm drawing these 3 doors, I might use a reference line to get their left edges, and then I'll draw that in, just the 3x7 door with a doorknob. It's probably enough information. Cutting through the kitchen island in the background, communal table in the background, closets in the background. There's an opening above the communal eating area onto the second floor. So I'm showing that floor cut there, and then you see the floor continue in the background. And those big areas of glazing, so I'm stopping the window short from that and having the glazing go up beyond it. Part of the existing building rests on the old garage or just barely touches it. Then a space underneath there. You can use these symbols for glazing that typically indicates glazing. I think about adding trim, essentially. So rarely do things meet at a perfect edge. It can help add a little bit of material detail to give yourself some offsets and think about some thicknesses. So I'm doing that up here, top and bottom. Think about adding those two, and then again with the ground line, we're adding a little bump up underneath the windows, and then these would be continuous with the ground. We're showing the ground just as one edge. That's about an appropriate amount of detail. You could add more, of course. If I had more time, I would add more, but same thing. Select, export at the proper scale, and then open it in. And again, a little bit of layer management, getting everything on one layer, but then in the end, you can just select everything again, 0.75, and then everything is synced up. So you'll see, again, high level of distinction between the cut line and the background information that'll really allow your drawings to read as spatial. So again, follow these guidelines, and I think it'll set you up well.